Good evening, my friends, and welcome to a space where transformation begins from within. If you are ready to step into a new identity and truly reshape your life, consider becoming a member of my channel, Neville Manifestation, where we go deeper into the power of consciousness, imagination, and creation. Good evening, my friends. There comes a quiet point in a person's life when the world they once felt certain about begins to loosen its grip. Nothing obvious may have changed. The same room surrounds you, the same responsibilities remain, and the numbers in your life may look exactly the same. To others, everything appears normal, but inside, something has shifted. What once felt acceptable now feels tight and limiting. Conversations that used to matter begin to feel empty. The fears that once controlled you still speak, but they no longer carry the same weight. The explanations that kept you stuck don't sound convincing anymore. If you are in this place right now, understand this. It is not confusion without purpose. It is the beginning of change. You can feel that your old way of living is coming to an end, even if you can't yet see what will replace it. One part of you knows a door has closed, while another part keeps looking back, hoping for reassurance from something that is already finished. This space in between can feel uncertain. The outer world still looks the same, while the new life exists only as a quiet knowing within you. Because nothing physical has fully shifted yet, you might question yourself. You may wonder if what you feel is real. But the truth is, every real transformation starts where no one else can see it. What happens on the outside is only the final result of what has already changed inside. The outer world simply reflects what you have accepted within yourself. When we speak about the universe signaling that your old life is ending, we are not talking about something outside of you making decisions for you. The universe is not separate from you. It is your consciousness expressed outwardly. It reflects the identity you live from, the beliefs you hold, and what you repeatedly accept as normal. Your old life is fading because you are slowly withdrawing belief from the version of yourself that created it. Even if the same conditions still appear, they no longer define you the way they once did. You may still see reminders of the past. You may hear old doubts. You may notice limitations that haven't disappeared yet. But these things have no real power on their own. The power lies in how you interpret them and who you believe yourself to be. Your life doesn't truly end when every condition changes. It ends the moment you stop letting those conditions define you. This is the key. You might still see lack, but no longer see yourself as someone who is meant to struggle. You might still face uncertainty, but you don't identify as powerless. Delays may happen, but you don't fall back into the mindset of waiting forever. You can remember the past without letting it decide your future. Think of it like a house. The structure may still stand, the furniture may still be inside, and from the outside, everything looks the same. But the owner has already decided to leave. That house is no longer home. This is where many people are right now. You haven't fully stepped into the new life, but the old one no longer feels like it belongs to you. That discomfort you feel is not failure. It is a sign that you are outgrowing an identity you once lived in. Now let's understand what abundance really means. It's often reduced to money or success, but it goes much deeper than that. True abundance is a state of being. It is the feeling that life supports you. It is the inner knowing that opportunities, love, growth, and stability are natural for you. In that state, receiving does not create guilt. Giving does not create fear. Rest feels safe instead of risky. Growth does not feel like constant struggle. You no longer believe that everything valuable must be earned through exhaustion. You stop expecting good things to disappear the moment they arrive. The real question is not whether more can come into your life. The question is whether you can feel comfortable with having more. Because if your identity has not changed, even positive things can feel unstable. Money can come to someone who still feels poor. Love can come to someone who still expects to be abandoned. Success can arrive, yet still feel undeserved. When that happens, people often push things away without realizing it. They doubt it, mishandle it, or return to what feels familiar. That is why preparing for abundance is not about waiting, it is about becoming. It is about building a mindset that can receive without fear, hold without anxiety, and give without losing yourself. Your past life was not created by events alone. It was built on quiet beliefs. Maybe you believed nothing comes easily to you. Maybe you felt like you had to carry everything alone. Maybe money felt hard to earn and impossible to keep. Maybe love felt uncertain. Maybe rest felt wrong. These beliefs often operate silently. They shape how you see everything before you even realize it. A person who expects to be ignored may hesitate when opportunity comes. If someone else is praised, They may see it as proof that recognition is rare. They may overwork, trying to prove their worth, but still operate from the belief that they are not seen. Someone who expects love to disappear may become anxious over small changes. A delayed message feels like rejection. Silence feels like distance. In trying to hold on to connection, they may lose themselves. In both cases, they are not just reacting to what is happening. They are responding from an identity they have lived in for a long time. And the world reflects that identity back to them. This is why changing your surroundings alone does not change your life. You can change jobs, relationships, or locations. But if your inner state stays the same, the pattern repeats. You bring your inner conversations with you wherever you go. The real source must change. An assumption is not permanent truth. It is simply something you have accepted so often that it feels natural. And because it feels natural, you call it reality. But what feels natural can be changed. The identity of struggle became familiar through repetition. In the same way, the identity of ease and abundance can also become familiar. You are not stuck because of how long you have believed something. Imagine wearing the same coat for years. It may feel like part of you. Others may recognize you by it. But it is still something you can take off. Your identity works the same way. It is not who you are. It is what you have been wearing. And at any moment, you can choose something new. The challenge is not that a new identity is unavailable. The challenge is that the old one feels known. People often return to what is familiar, even when it hurts. Struggle can feel more believable than ease. Uncertainty can feel more normal than peace. But the moment you recognize this, you are no longer trapped in it. You are standing at the edge of change, already stepping into something greater, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Constant movement can feel productive, while calm, focused work may seem too simple to trust. The unfamiliar often feels risky, even when it holds exactly what you've been asking for. Don't judge yourself for this, just recognize it. The mind naturally leans toward what it has practiced the most. So if you want something new, you must give yourself a new internal experience. This is where imagination comes in. Imagination is not daydreaming without purpose. It is the ability to step into a reality before it appears in front of you. It allows you to live from a new identity before the outer world confirms it. Instead of looking at success from a distance, you begin to see life through the eyes of someone who already has it. You don't just think about financial stability. You feel what it's like to live with order and ease around money. You don't simply wish for love. You experience the calm and security of being truly valued. You don't admire success. You become the person whose work matters and is appreciated. This doesn't require dramatic scenes. In fact, the most powerful inner moments are often simple. Picture yourself at the end of a normal day, reviewing your life without stress. Everything is handled. There's clarity. Imagine finishing your work and closing your laptop with a sense of direction, not confusion. Tomorrow feels organized. Imagine sitting quietly with someone you care about, without needing to prove anything. There is peace in the silence. These kinds of moments are powerful because they suggest that fulfillment is no longer rare. It has become normal. At first, when something new comes into your life, it may feel exciting. But true stability comes when it feels natural. That sense of, this is just how my life is now, is what you are aiming for. You don't need to force strong emotions. A new identity is not accepted through intensity or pressure. Think about your own name. You don't repeat it with emotion to believe it's yours. You don't wake up each day questioning it. You simply know. That same quiet certainty is what the fulfilled state should become. Of course, your life supports you. Of course, your work has value. Of course, peace belongs to you. Of course, growth and success can be handled with ease. This is not arrogance. It is acceptance. You might wonder why things around you haven't changed yet. The reason is simple. The outer world reflects past thoughts and patterns. What you see now is often the result of earlier beliefs, decisions, and habits. When you shift inside, the outside may take time to catch up. That doesn't mean you ignore reality. You still handle your responsibilities. You take action where needed. But you stop letting current conditions define who you are. A low bank balance is just a number right now. It does not define your future relationship with money. A rejection is one moment, not a permanent label. A delay simply means something hasn't shown up yet. It does not mean it never will. Deal with the situation, but don't become it. This is the real discipline during change. The outer world may still reflect your past, but your job is to not return to the old version of yourself. Think of a seed planted in the ground. For a while, nothing seems to happen. The surface looks the same, but underneath, everything is changing. Roots are forming. Life is growing in silence before anything becomes visible. No one digs up a seed every day to check if it's working. That would ruin the process. In the same way, your assumption is the seed, your consistency is what allows it to grow. But many people imagine a new life at night, then wake up and immediately check their circumstances for proof. They look at their money, their messages, or other people's reactions, and then decide whether to keep believing. This gives the past the power to cancel what you chose today. Stop asking old evidence to approve your new identity. Evidence only shows what has already been. Your inner state decides what is coming next. Often, the first signs of change are not dramatic. They show up in small, different choices. You might calmly walk away from something that undervalues you. You may have a conversation you used to avoid. Instead of reacting with anxiety, you respond with clarity. You begin organizing areas of your life you once ignored. You accept help without feeling weak. You work without trying to prove your worth. You rest without guilt. These may seem like small things, but they reveal a completely different mindset. A common mistake is asking for a new life while still thinking like the old self. You want success, but think from lack. You want love, but interpret everything through fear of loss. You want to be seen, but still believe you are not enough. You cannot build a new life using the thinking of an old identity. At some point, your loyalty has to change. You have always been loyal to something. Every repeated thought, every reaction, every assumption shows what you've been faithful to. Maybe you've been loyal to struggle. Maybe you trusted disappointment more than support. Maybe you treated stress as responsibility and fear as wisdom. Now it's time to choose differently. Become loyal to a mindset of sufficiency. Return again and again to the idea that you are supported. Accept that your work can be recognized. Allow stable love to feel more real than emotional chaos. Let peace feel normal instead of temporary. There's no need to hate who you used to be. That only keeps you tied to it. Instead, understand it. That identity was created to protect you. Overworking may have once brought approval. Controlling everything may have reduced uncertainty. Staying quiet may have helped you avoid criticism. Accepting less may have felt safer than risking loss. Those patterns had a purpose, but they don't need to lead your life anymore. You can simply say within yourself, that was a role I played. It was never all of me. I'm choosing something new now. Let it go without struggle. An old identity loses its power when you stop feeding it with attention and belief. This is also what true forgiveness means. It's not just about letting go of anger towards others. It's about releasing the identity you built from painful experiences. You can forgive someone but still live as the version of yourself that was hurt. You can stop blaming, yet still carry the belief that you are not enough. So ask yourself, what did you decide about yourself during those moments? Did you believe you were unworthy of love? Did you decide success wasn't safe? Did you assume trust leads to pain? Did you feel like your needs didn't matter? The event is in the past, but the belief continues only if you keep agreeing with it. You can remember what happened without living from it. Abundance becomes possible when you stop living in survival mode. Survival constantly asks, will there be enough? Abundance asks, how can I use what I have wisely? Scarcity holds tightly because it expects loss. Abundance manages carefully but stays open to flow and growth. Fear treats every opportunity like the last chance. A secure mindset knows there are always more paths. This doesn't mean being careless or unrealistic. Abundance is not about ignoring responsibility. It's about living with order instead of fear. It's about being generous with awareness. It's about having ambition without desperation, discipline without punishment, and rest without guilt. You prepare for this life by becoming aligned with it now. If you want financial stability, start creating order today. Look at what needs attention. Learn what you once avoided. Ask for guidance if needed. If you want meaningful work, respect what you do now. Finish what's in front of you. Don't wait for recognition to value your effort. If you want real love, stop calling inconsistency exciting. Be honest. Set standards that reflect self-respect. Choose what aligns with someone who values themselves. Preparation doesn't mean your desires are far away. It means they are already beginning to show through your current actions. As your identity shifts, your standards change. Because of this, some relationships and environments may also change. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries may resist your growth. Those who relied on your insecurity may feel uncomfortable when you become more certain. Don't turn this into fear. It's simply part of becoming who you are meant to be. Not every conflict means a relationship is over. Not every ending is secretly a blessing, and not every loss should be celebrated without thinking it through. Use your judgment. Some situations need honest communication, others call for stronger boundaries. Some connections will grow, while others will show they only existed because of who you used to be. Instead of deciding who should stay or go, look at who you are being when you interact with them. Are you seeking validation, holding back your truth just to avoid tension, trying to fix everything so you feel needed, calling uncertainty love, because real clarity would force a hard decision? Shift the version of yourself that's showing up, and the relationship will reveal what it truly is. As you go through this change, your emotions won't disappear. Fear might show up, doubt might speak, sadness may surface. That doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. You don't need to feel perfect all the time to be in a strong state. You can feel fear and still act with courage. You can feel disappointed and still know your worth. You can choose trust even when things are unclear. The real question is, are these emotions passing through you or are they running your life? You don't need to eliminate discomfort. You just need to stop treating it like a final answer. Growth is about returning. When old reactions come up, notice them and come back to your chosen mindset. When your environment challenges you, respond consciously and return. When your mind starts repeating the old story, catch it and return again. The goal isn't to be perfect. The power is in not settling back into the old version of yourself. Now focus on one area of your life. Don't try to fix everything at once. Choose the situation that feels the most important right now. Ask yourself honestly, what identity have I been living in here? Maybe you've believed that success is always a struggle. Maybe you've assumed money won't stay. Maybe you've seen yourself as someone who's never fully chosen. Maybe you've treated your work as if it doesn't matter, or felt like everything depends on you alone. Then look at how that belief has shaped your behavior. Did it make you settle, avoid action, overwork, over-explain, stay silent, chase people who were inconsistent because stability felt unfamiliar? Just observe it without judging yourself. You're not blaming, you're becoming aware. Say to yourself, this was a role I took on. It's not who I have to be anymore. I'm done letting it guide me. Now choose a new identity. Keep it simple and clear. Something like, my finances are stable and well managed. My work is valuable and rewarded. I experience consistent, healthy love. I am supported by the right people and opportunities. Peace and progress are normal in my life. Pick one idea and stay with it. Then imagine a simple, everyday moment where this is already true. See yourself finishing your day feeling satisfied. Picture yourself checking your finances calmly. Hear someone speaking to you with warmth and consistency. Feel the ease of knowing things are handled. Don't watch it like a movie. Step into it. See through your own eyes. Feel what it's like to be that version of you. Notice the absence of stress. Nothing needs to be proven. Nothing feels urgent. You're not waiting for life to begin. You're in it. Stay there until it starts to feel normal. Then ask yourself, what action would this version of me take right now? It might be something small. Submit the application, organize your budget, finish the task, ask for clarity, say no where needed, learn something new, get support, rest before making decisions. You don't need the whole plan. Just take the step that matches who you are becoming. Action should come from identity, not the other way around. Don't act just to escape your current situation. Act because you're no longer that person. Otherwise, you'll carry the same mindset into a new job, a new relationship, or more money, and nothing will truly change. A new job won't fix feeling undervalued. A relationship won't fix expecting abandonment. More money won't fix a mindset built on fear. Change who you are first and let everything else follow. Also think ahead. When what you want shows up, who will you be then? How will you handle it? Will you manage money wisely? Will you stay grounded if you're recognized? Will you love deeply without losing yourself? Will you succeed without burning out? Real abundance includes responsibility. It means you can receive more without being controlled by it. Before you sleep tonight, take a few quiet moments. Let your body relax. Stop trying to solve everything. Go back to your imagined scene. The old life is behind you, not because everything has changed yet, but because you've stopped identifying with it. Think of it like a place you used to live. You remember it, but you don't belong there anymore. Tell yourself, fear doesn't make my decisions anymore. My past doesn't define my future. Struggle isn't my normal. I don't have to exhaust myself to be worthy. A better life is becoming natural for me. Let that feeling sink in. Don't treat it like a wish. Accept it as a choice. Then go to sleep as that version of yourself. When you wake up, don't immediately look to your circumstances to tell you who you are. Before checking your phone or thinking about problems, remember the identity you chose. Carry it into your day. Old reactions might show up again. That's okay. It doesn't mean you've gone backward. It's just a familiar pattern trying to return. You don't have to accept it. Pause and ask, how would the new version of me respond? Maybe that means being patient, speaking honestly, staying consistent, saying no, accepting help. Every time you respond differently, you reinforce the change. The real sign of growth isn't constant happiness. It's when the old reaction is still available, but you don't choose it. As this continues, your outer world starts to shift. Your standards improve. Your choices become clearer. You stop wasting energy trying to prove yourself. New opportunities appear because you're finally able to recognize them. People respond differently because you're no longer showing up the same way. When results come, they won't feel random. They'll feel natural, like something that was already yours internally. Life isn't picking you by chance. It's reflecting who you've become. Your old life loses its hold when you stop using it to define yourself. It fades when you stop letting past evidence decide your identity. Its story ends when you stop believing struggle is necessary. Everything begins within you. What you see outside is just the result catching up. So prepare yourself internally. Let your thoughts, choices, and actions match the person you've decided to be. Be ready to receive. Learn to handle what you're asking for. Let peace feel normal. Let growth feel expected. You're not waiting for a better life to arrive. You're stepping out of the mindset that kept it away. That old version of you was built on beliefs you agreed to. You can end that agreement now. You don't need to fight every external problem. Change the route, your mindset, and the rest will follow. Don't ask when things will change. Ask if you're still thinking and acting like the person you're trying to leave behind. Let that version go without judgment. You don't need to struggle to earn your place. You don't need to chase to be chosen. You don't need to prove what you already are. Step into a state where support, stability, purpose, and growth feel natural. Your old life ends when you stop returning to it internally. Your new life begins when what once felt impossible starts to feel normal. If you're ready, say quietly to yourself, I'm no longer living from my old identity. Let that be your decision, not just words. That chapter is closed. This new way of being is your home now. And from that place, everything around you will begin to change. Understand this. Your life does not change the moment the world rearranges itself. It changes the moment you do. The old version of you may still echo in your thoughts, and the past may still appear in your surroundings, but neither holds authority unless you return to it. Stay with the identity you have chosen. Return to it again and again, and let it become natural. What feels uncertain today will become obvious tomorrow. Your new life is not something you chase. It is something you quietly become, until one day it is simply who you are.